Hello fellow collectors and welcome back to another video. My name is Amadeus and in today's material we are going to take a look on a very interesting Porsche 911 RWB model, which is made by a company whose name I've never heard of before, and it is the ModelModel RWB 993 Rotana Purple. What's pretty intriguing about this Porsche is the fact that it does have the RWB licensing, because when we flip the box upside down it says Rauweltbegriff approval, or that it's approved by Rauweltbegriff, but it isn't approved by Porsche. Now, in today's world of diecast collecting, there are many situations just like here where a certain tuner, or let's say manufacturer of tuning parts, has approved, has given, let's say, their green light to produce a specific model, and let's say their car manufacturers not always. The same situation is with Ignition Model, from my knowledge, because their Porsches also don't have the Porsche licensing, so it doesn't say Porsche AG company, it just says the RWB licensing. So let's take a look on that Porsche. What's also kind of surprising is that it says here on the side SkyTeam, and I have no idea why it says that, because normally SkyTeam, from what I know, it's an aviation related company, but in what scenario was it related to RWB? And also, what's surprisingly, on the real Rotana there is nothing about SkyTeam, and I will show that in a moment. So here's the picture of the car. Now it is a bit creased, but I don't really care as much, because for me it doesn't really play as big of a role. You know, the box a little bit, let's say, crumpled here. For me, the most important is that the model is intact, it isn't broken, it doesn't have any problems or defects. So let's take a look on this RWB Porsche 911. And the first thing that really caught my eye when I was buying that model were these headlights. I have many classic 911 models and many RWB Porsches, but none of them come with completely black tinted headlights, which is definitely one of the biggest pluses on that model. We have here on the side the Rotana logo, as well as the SkyTeam logo, where if we look on the real image, or let's say on the picture of the real car, there is no SkyTeam logo, and that's kind of that I'm kind of questioning that. I don't know, maybe this is a picture of an earlier Rotana and maybe later it was added. I have no idea. I gotta check that out. Also, what's interesting that on the picture we do have the real license plate, whereas on the model we don't. We have here just blank white space. It also says here Zweite Entwicklung, and when we turn this model upside down it says RWB Zweite Entwicklung Speed Hunters. Also, as we look on the model, here we have the double stacked spoiler. On the Coca-Cola Street Warrior Porsche, it was filled with carbon fiber. Here we have instead this beautiful matte finish, purple. We do have a single exhaust pipe, as well as when we look at here, it also says here Rotana and SkyTeam. Here it says Acre. I have no idea what kind of brand is it. And also what's surprising, the wing and the, I'm not exactly sure how you call these. How do you call these? Aerodynamic extensions for the side skirt, for the wide body. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what is it. It's actually painted in a different purple. Do I mind that? To be honest, no. And I think the main reason why it is in a different color than the main body is because that's plastic and the car is made out of die cast. So I think maybe that's why. Maybe they even use the exact same paint, but because of the production process it basically isn't the exact same shade. Do I mind that? Absolutely not. I have many models that have stuff paint like this. Also, what's nice to, what I would like to show you, this model does have wheels that actually turn. Very nice. However, kind of useless, because I know I would never use this for play. Maybe for, let's say, posing around here. Oh yeah, here on that Nürburgring had, I could use that Porsche and say, yeah, look, it actually drives. But yeah, you will most likely use it for the display purpose only. As it comes for the price and the recommendation, let's start maybe with the recommendation, whether I do recommend that RWB. And the short answer is yes. I have nothing else to say. Absolutely yes. Now, in opposite to the candy red, as I'm calling it, Street Warrior Porsche, this one in particular, it doesn't have as much carbon fiber or even that metallic paint, but doesn't make it a worse model. Absolutely not. I think there is place for both RWB models like this. This one is special in its matter that it's purple and it's matte, and I mean that combination is quite rare if it comes for cars in general. I think I don't even acknowledge what kind of car could actually fit better with that paint than the RWB 993 Rotana Porsche. As it comes for the price, I have no clue how much this thing costs, because this, with the Street Warrior, I was a bit more knowledge in the previous review because I do know that company a lot better. I'd seen plenty of their products online, but ModelModel, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it is in the similar price bracket of around 20 to 25 euros, which, I mean, for some people it may be expensive for such small model, but for me it is actually reasonable, because you do get a lot of detail, the wheels that actually turn, everything feels like on a pop race model, I could easily say. Let me here compare it with the car from previous video that I did use for the comparison, which is the Singer Porsche. Wait a second, I'll just turn these around so I can show them a bit better. So here, and both actually look pretty nice together, even though that one is more on that classy tribute Porsche style, racing style, and that is a lot more maniac-like. So in the end, do I like this Porsche 911 RWB Rotana made by ModelModel? Absolutely. Will I ever buy another model from them? I don't know, because so far I'd only seen this one ever. I don't know if Tom's Model Autos or other, let's say, online shops that I know has these. I know that Street Warrior exists, let's say, in the shops where I buy from, but this one I'm not exactly sure. But either way, I like it. And on that bombshell, I'm going to end this review. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I see you guys in another one. Bye.